So can you tell me when's a good time to talk to you privately? And I didn't want to disturb you last night after the meeting, so I have a few questions if you can answer them.
Later after the teachings, yeah, sure.
Shall I call you after teaching then?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
You have the prayer, the 8 auspicious prayer from the Vajrakilaya. Keep that ready.
Okay.
From the Vajrakilaya, yeah.
Did you send that in this packet? I don't remember seeing that. In Vajrakilaya, let's see, the one you gave. Did you give us Vajrakilaya?
Yeah, last time, yeah, during Vajrakilaya. I don't know if you would Vajrakilaya. Otherwise, I can make this one and send you just a
moment. Hold on one second. Let me go through my. I had to move all my text down so we had enough room to put. And I put them away last night. So let's see.
Okay.
You can send it just in case I don't have it, and I have to get the computer started up.
Okay.
I got to bed quite late last night to get the rest of the stuff together. So I'm a little foggy this morning.
Okay. How are you, Alexander, Linda, Lindsay, Frederico, and Violet? Hi. Welcome to the intensive wonder practice. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Ben is here. Hi, Violet. Lindsay. You awake or you're barely awake?
Morning. Awake, definitely.
Okay.
How are you?
Good, good. Thank you.
You were up late.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't sleep. I think it's just the energy from the practice that. So please keep the 8 noble auspicious prayer. You have that. Since this is our first time beginning, so we'll recite the 8 noble auspicious prayer. You have the 8 noble auspicious prayer. It should be, you should have it from that from
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, where are we? Okay. Admit. Jim Nugent is here. Okay, so please have your 8 noble auspicious prayer ready. And I will try to see if I can cut that one and send you so that those of you who don't have can have it. Okay. Bodhichitta. Should have here. Okay. Page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'll extract this. 1 to 6. Okay. Save as.
Did you send it, Ricochet? I have a lot of papers and I'll just shove them in this file. So it's
I'm
going to take me a
sending
minute.
just a moment. I'm sending just a moment.
Thank you.
Okay. Michelle, Lindsay, I'll send you. So could you send it to them? Okay. Could you cut and paste on the screen to see if it will work, Lindsay? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. So there's another one here. So, okay. So once we have the 8 Noble Auspicious Prayer, then we can start. Let me record this. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. So please have the 8 Noble Auspicious Prayers, and then we'll recite that, and then we'll go from there. You have them all?
No.
All of you? Yeah?
No.
Not yet,
Not yet.
Kempala. I have
Not
to
yet.
send. I don't get texts on my computer, so I'm having to email it to myself.
Okay, so sorry. Is it okay? Do you want me to email you?
I think this will work. Me just emailing myself. Let me see 1 second.
Let me.
Oh, I got it.
You got it?
Let me just
Wonderful.
download and I'll drop it into the chat.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Sure.
Where's the chat window? I don't know. Okay, here.
On the
I guess
bottom.
so. Okay, you got it. Yeah. Rinpoche. Good morning, Rachel. Hi, Rachel. 700 Longchen Nyingthig
Okay.
email.
Okay, I just sent it.
Yeah. Share screen. I could have shared the screen too. So. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Om Nangsi Namda Ranjin Rindu Pe Tashi Choju Shinai Shomba Ye Sangye Chedan Geden Pambe Tso Kunlai Chazel Daja Tashi Sho Drime Gelbo Zelten Dendro Gon Jambe Gembe Gerai Paldamba Kunla Gomba Jacher Daba Hechen Limpo Darpa Zeldrai Beldani Simjen Tamje Lagon Drabe Be Yitzim Zepa Zera Drambel De Tenzam Tebe Jashi Belpel Wai Dewar Shebai Gelai Chatzelo Chambel Shuno Palden Dorje Zen Genre Zinwang Gombo Jambe Pal Sayi Ningbo Driba Numbers Namke Ningbo Pangcho Kundu Zang Utpal Dorje Pekara Lushing Dang Norbo Dawa Ralde Nima Ye Chaze Lenam Jashi Balge Cho Chanchu Sembai Gelai Chaze Lo Renchen Docho Tashi Sergenya Dejun Bumzai Yuong Kamala Nendra Dongdang Pinso Belbeu Mino Gelten Wangjur Korlo De Renchen Dacho Gege Chazen Jen Chodu Gyawai Chechen Gege Mai Geksong O Jembe Belbelwe Trashil Hamoy Gelai Chanzelo Tangbai Chimbo Dejun Sidme Boy Migdon Dendai Gelbo Yol Koroson Page Podan Luwai Mimezang Namte Sete Hadze Korolo Dan Tirshu Ladan Dungtong Dorje Chen Piwam Rerde Cheten Getsen Zen Sasum Nesu Gele Tashe Pel Jikden Chongwai Gelai Chanse Lo Dasha Dengdere Damche Drupala
Why am I not in there?
Yigdan Newa Chewa Kunjin De Bampen Samde Yishindu Tashi Dele Pinzom Tsong Bara Sho. So this last line here, so we will change this last line as we begin here this sacred dharma. You could just say that as we begin here this sacred dharma, may all obstacles and harm be pacified. May our intentions and wishes be accomplished just as we wish, and may good fortune and perfect excellence prevail. One more time. As we begin here this sublime dharma, may all obstacles and harm be pacified. May our intentions and wishes be accomplished just as we wish, and may good fortune and perfect excellence prevail. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
How do we change into picture, guys? Forgive me.
I don't know. You have to maybe turn on. Okay. We have to maybe figure out. I'm also trying to figure out all these things. So that was the auspicious prayer to begin our 100-day mind training retreat. So now you have to do you have the handout that disturbing the sleep of ignorance. Take that out.
Oh,
Let me see.
excuse me.
We lost your view, Kempo.
Beg your pardon?
I had a different person's picture come up on my screen.
Yeah,
Other than you.
whoever speaks, their picture will come up, so you don't worry that. Because it's, I think, or otherwise you just pin my picture so that you'll only see my picture. Okay. Let me see if I have this. Okay. I will share this again. Do you see this?
Yes.
Today I'm sharing, but maybe it's better if we all have our text handy so that, like that. So you have to also learn the sequence of how this is done. This particular prayer is done as you wake up from your bed. So this is called disturbing the sleep of ignorance. So as you sleep, you visualize that Guru Rinpoche, along with Dakas and Dakinis, playing dhammarus and bells in their hands, sing this, chant this along, and then you wake up. This is like your alarm clock. So you can chant it and maybe you can save it as your alarm, wake up alarm, like that. So the way to chant this is, okay, wait just a moment. Lindsay, could you read that email on the Rindu Choling? There's someone sent you.
Yes.
Matthew something. I can't see it. It's too small for me. Okay, those of you who are just, could you please mute your mic unless you have something to say, because, okay, what's happening is, so you visualize that Guru Rinpoche, led by Dakas and Dakinis, playing the Dhammaru and then waking up. So this is the way you wake up. So the way it is chanted traditionally, this is the melody. Kema keho kelden rike bo mare timo wange menembar. Tsindu ngarke datai yarlong dang thokme dune dala toke hembar. Mare wange nilyun de choinge dani manal kosum kela hambe. Kega nachi dungal mishe sam de ring zamya takpe go kame. Dubla zendru kebe dula bavdare chikwe tende drubde. Nyomle ngala depe duma yin chiwa somla drupa tharu kyo. Tsela longme chicken samme cha de tse me tsere dengshi mato. Kebui keni sembe chikje rong chenam dame dongshin jedang. Juma me ju me lam so nyen dang drize donger dakcha tabur. Chuda chubur migyurs tulpa sok. Sheje jume pechu dejindo. Korde chenam keke sheparagi chenam ranjin kewa me pate. Neme gangme dron me bao migme tsemai me chen sanjeju. Tende to barajawe de la hamba. Namo Guru Bhe, Namo Dewa Bhe, Namo Dhaki Bhe. So let's read that all in English one more time. Oh, alas, alas, fortunate child of Buddha nature. Don't be oppressed by the forces of ignorance and delusion, but rise up now with resolve and courage. Entranced by ignorance from beginningless time until now, you have had more than enough time to sleep. So do not slumber any longer, but strive after virtue with body, speech, and mind. Are you oblivious to the sufferings of birth, old age, sickness, and death? There is no guarantee that you will survive even past this very day. The time has come for you to develop perseverance in your practice. For all this singular opportunity, you could attain the everlasting bliss of nirvana. So now is certainly not the time to sit idly, but starting with the reflection on death, you should bring your practice to completion. The moments of our life are not expendable, and the possible circumstances of death are beyond imagination. If you do not achieve an undaunted, confident security now, what point is there in your being alive, O living being? All phenomena are ultimately selfless, empty, and free from conceptual elaboration. In their dynamic, they resemble an illusion, mirage, dream, or reflected image, a celestial city, an echo, a reflection of the moon in water, a bubble, an optical illusion, or an intangible emanation. You should know that all things of cyclic existence and nirvana accord in nature with these 10 similes of illusory phenomena. All phenomena are naturally unborn. They neither abide nor cease, neither come nor go. They are without objective referent, signless, ineffable, and free from thought. The time has come for this truth to be realized. Homage to the Lama, homage to the Idam, homage to the Dakini. Homage to the Guru or homage to the Lama, homage to the Idam, homage to the Dakini. Okay, so saying like that, okay, here comes Brendan. Okay, so saying like that, you wake up. So you should chant this as you wake up. So tomorrow when we wake up or when we start our sessions, we will do like that. Okay, so that is one part of our practice. So now you are awake. Then when you wake up, Guru Rinpoche rises from your central channel and then sits above in the sky in front of you. And then, so this is how you now start your practice. So then we can now go to our Longchen Nyingthig text. So to our Longchen Nyingthig actual practice text, the Ngondro text. Okay. So first of all, you sit in the 7 Vairochana posture. So sit nicely. So in the 7 Vairochana posture, like that. Your hands in meditation gesture, your spine straight, and your gaze looking straight, or lowered your eyes, your gaze lowered on the tip of your nose, whichever is comfortable for you, like that. And then we need to now do the expelling of the stale wind. So in order to first begin, we need to expel the stale wind. So we need to visualize the 3 channels in our body. And then you need to make this Vajra fist. You pinch with your thumb on the this one, the whatever you call this one, like this. So this is the Vajra fist, like that. You can either do like this or like that, it's fine. So this is the Vajra fist. And then you press here. It's just for demonstration. I'll take this out and then. So like that. See here. You should be stretched like this. Then you plug your right nostril. You plug your right nostril with your right finger. Like that.
Right.
Right nostril with your right, like that. And then you breathe in with your left nostril. Switch hands. Close your left nostril now. And then breathe out. Like that. And then you rest. Now you breathe in through your right. Press your right nostril and breathe out through your left. Then you bring both your wrist here. It's the back of your wrist. You should press here between your hip and your thigh, like this. Now you breathe in through both your nostril. And then breathe out. Through your nostril, not through your mouth. So that's the first round breathing, first 3 round breathing. So, okay, plug your right nostril. Breathe in. Sorry, I got that wrong. So, oh yeah, this is right because I'm just watching the videos. Looks like opposite. Okay. Now you breathe in because you're already pressing your left nostril. Breathe in through your right. Breathe out. Now breathe in through both your nostrils. Breathe out. Now again start. Breathe in. Sorry. You breathe in. Now breathe in. Okay, now you breathe in through both your nostrils. Breathe out. Now breathe in. this time you fill your body with light. So there are the 9 round breathing that you have to learn. So you visualize the center channel, the left and the right channel. It is mentioned in the text, so you can read that one like that. So the bodily posture is to sit in the 7 Vajrayana posture to actualize or to manifest the 7 manifest quality of Buddhahood like that. So, and then to learn to expel the wind. So that's the nature of the energy there. And then now, thirdly, here we'll do the blessing of the speech. So blessing of the speech here on page 3. Om Chevam Ramye Lejun Mesegne Wemara Nambai Dorje Sesumbo Ali Kali Tharkor Tendel Ni Mote Tenwa Tabu Yigdrole Weten Gewa Seche Chepene Lardu Ngagde Dane Sondoroje Jinlai Ngedru Tamje To Parai Juru. So read that in English. Omahum, fire rising from Ram syllable consumes my tongue, transforming it into a 3-pronged Vajra of red light. In its center are the vowels and consonants surrounded by the mantra, the essence of interdependent origination. From these syllables, like a string of pearls, light rays stream out, making offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, pleasing them. As these rays return, all obscurations of my speech are purified, and I receive all the blessings and siddhis of Vajra speech. So that's how you visualize. So we can learn as we go along. But for now, visualize that Ram is the Sid syllable where fire rises from. So fire consumes your tongue and transforms your tongue into a Vajra, red Vajra, 3-spoked Vajra, like that. And then in the tradition, it's visualized that your tongue is not a tongue anymore, but beneath, at the base of your tongue is how do you say, like the 8-spoked will, 8-spoked Dharma will at the base of your tongue. And then above the spoke of your tongue is a 8-petaled lotus. Then on top of the lotus is that red Vajra. And then right in the hub of the Vajra, there are the syllables mantras like that. So I will send out the detailed visualization in the future that you can do. So in the elaborate way, there are different vowels on the 8 spokes of the wheels. There are the syllables on the petals, and then the interdependent mantra and circling around it. So as you recite that, then light, like strings of pearls, light go out, making offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, invoking their blessings. And then the wisdom speech blessing, or the Vajra speech blessings, comes and then touches your tongue, or everything coming out from your mouth turns into Vajra speech, or blessed as Vajra speech, like that. So you visualize like that. Then you recite A, I, U, Ri, Li, E, I, O, Ang, Ha, Ka, Nga, Cha, Jadhana, Ta, Dadhana, Ta, Dhadana, Pa, Ba, Ma, Yara, Lawa, Shasa, Saha, Cha, Om Vajra, Sattva, Samaya, Mano, Palaya, Vajra, Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetunte Shanta Thagato Haya Vadatta Te Shanchayo Nirodha Evam Vadimaha Shramana Swaha A I U Ri E I O Angaha Kaka Gaganga Chacha Jajana Tata Dhadana Tata Dhadana Papa Bhabama Yara Lawa Shasa Sahacha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetunte shantata gato haya vadatta. Te shanchayo nirhodha evam vadimaha shramana swaha a a I u re re li li e I o au angaha. Kaka gaganga cha cha ja ja na ta tha dha da na ta tha dha da na pa 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 ma yara la wa sha sa saha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetunte shantata gato haya vadatta te shanchayo nirodha evam vadimaha sharmana swaha a I u re re li li e I o au angaha. Kaka gaganga cha 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 na ta tha dha da na ta tha dha da na pa 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 ma Yara lava shasa saha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun deshan tata gato hayavadatta te shanchayo nirhoda evam vadi mahashramana swaha a I u re re li li e I o au angaha kaka ghaganga chacha jajana tata dhadana tata dhadana papa bhava ma yara lava shasa saha cha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetunte shantata gato haya vadatta te shanchayo nirodha evam vadi mahashramana swaha a I u re re li li e I o au angaha. Kaka ghaganga chacha jajana tata dhadana tata dhadana papa bhava ma yara lava shasa saha cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetunte shantata gato haya vadatta te shanchayo nirodha evam vadimaha shramana swaha a I u re re li li e I o au angaha. Kaka gaganga chacha jajana tata dhadana tata dhadana papa bhava ma yara lava shasa saha cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetunte shantata gato haya vadatta te shanchayo nirhoda evam vadimaha sharmana swaha. So that's, you recite 7 times. So you have to all familiarize with the mantras and all. So please practice during your other time so that you can follow, you can catch up. So at this time here, the way you breathe in, how you nest your breathing, how you breathe out, and so forth, you have to learn that one. So just sit again in that same posture to relax. Then you, when you breathe in, Om, so white Om, you know the syllable Om, the color is white, the vibration is Om. So you breathe in Om, Ah, Om. Oh, ah, Om is white, I is red, Hung is blue. Om, ah, Hung. So like that, when you breathe in, Om, ah, Hung. So this is the way you need to do your breathing. That's just, it's mentioned here, okay? Now, so as you visualize that Guru Rinpoche is right in front of you, then in front of that, then you call upon Guru. It is your own root Guru. The essence is your root Guru here appearing in the form or in this manifestation of Guru Rinpoche in front in the sky. And then you fervently pray from the bottom of your heart and invoking the Lama. So go to page 13. Go to page 13. Lama ke Lama ke Lama ke Nyingthig sarhashe pane chamchen drenchen lama yar alajen le dainen mo drap zer wai kewa haingen ba dala jo peche Shivorin de chen korle jen do shu Jendai she jin kun cha shen So read that in English. O Lama, please think of me. O Lama, please think of me. O Lama, please think of me. From the blossoming lotus of devotion at the center of my heart, arise, O kind Lama, my only refuge, in order to protect me, the miserable unfortunate one, who is overwhelmingly tormented by karma and mental affliction. I pray that you remain as the jewel ornament on the crown chakra of great bliss, arousing all of my mindfulness and awareness. So this is how you supplicate the Lama. So Lama arising from your heart. When you go to sleep, your Lama in the form of light dissolves in your heart on top of a four-petal lotus. There's a four-petal lotus in your heart. And you, in that wakefulness or in that awareness, you fall asleep. This is called the practice of how you dissolve ignorance into primordial wisdom or clear light, like that. So with that focus, with that awareness, you fall asleep. And then in the morning, you suddenly hear Guru Rinpoche along with Dakas and Dakinis playing this tamaru and bell and then calling out, "Oh, fortunate child of Buddha family, don't sleep, wake up," and so on. This is called disturbing the slumber of ignorance. So you should think like that. We have slept enough, and this time we should utilize this human body to accomplishing the essence of Dharma, like that. So as you do that, as you invoke the Lama, Lama Keno, Lama Keno, Lama rises up from your central channel. And then in front of you, now the Lama is in front of us, like that. So this is how you wake up. This is how you rise, okay? So this is the preliminaries of the preliminaries. So every day, every session, we have to do like this. So please familiarize yourself in that. And then page 14 is how from Lama Nyingthig, this is from the Lama Nyingthig, from the heart essence of the profound Lama. The further distillation of the heart essence of the Lama. This supplication comes from there, and Khenpo Ngakchung recites this all the time. So then, the Zum Sangye Tam Chiking O Kushi Dani Palden Lama Dambala Selwa Dev So Dala Wang Guru Jingi Labdu Sal Sablamgi topa ke parajan jula ke wara jengi laptusa. Kada nelu ke tawa topara jengi laptusa. Tundru nanji yeshin tanchimba jengi laptusa. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. One more time. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. Okay. That one completes the preliminary of the preliminaries. And now that we'll go to the main part of the preliminaries, which is divided into what are called as the common preliminaries and the extraordinary preliminaries. So the common preliminaries begin with the contemplations of the fortunate human birth and so on and so forth like that. So what we will do is every day, today, since it's the beginning, we'll recite in Tibetan. I know this will be just sound for you, but there's tremendous blessings in reading out just the word, because this is how Jigme Lingpa himself, realized, brought forth this realization. This is his wisdom word. So have faith and trust in that. So, moment. And so we will alternate. Today we'll read in Tibetan, and tomorrow we'll recite or we'll read in English. So like that, so that we'll recite in both Tibetan and English. And then further along, you will be well-versed. You will know what it means. So then after that, we'll just read in Tibetan, I think, because there's more blessings in reciting the original words of the omniscient master, omniscient Lama. Okay, so like that. The way of how we do our practice is like this. You'll have to learn how it is done. We have to go from the beginning all through Guru Yoga. We have to recite all the way from here until we reach Guru Yoga. And once we come to that point of Guru Yoga, then we will go back and then we will do our mind training. So remember the sequence of how it is done. It's not like when we say mind training, or I just stop in the mind training and keep accumulating. You have to kind of follow along and then memorize the sequence, not just writing it down. It's better for you to remember how it is done. That way, it's more effective than just putting notes. So, okay. So having said that, we will now recite we're on page 17. I'll try to read in a quite slow pace today, and then slowly by slowly we'll pick up speed. Okay. Dare nyalwa yida didro dang tsering hadang lalo lokta chen sangye majen shingdang kukpa te mikom gele tarwe dalwa to mirjur wangpo changdang yulyu ke leta malo tenla depa te rangni jorwa nga chang sangye chen chesun tenpa nedang delai shu Shenen dambe zindan shenjoronga tamje rangla changwe ne topjang kenma nge pai me pe tsepang ne jikden paral nyudu sen barajur Lona chela jurche guru ken lamge member madon kun kenje nisu medo drinchen lama ken dare delten denye majena Chinne tarpa drube tenmine de dre tenla senam sejurne shiwe woktu ngen song ngen rorocham gede meshe cheke drame te gewe shedan mejer changre che semjen zamge drangdan rimba la samna milu topa sita zam miyan chime diglai che tong na che jin che ba ninmoy karma zam Lona chela jurje guru ken lamge membara madon kun kenje nisu medo drinchen lama ken kalte milu rinchen lingchen ya luten zangla jurpa cheye sem tarpa drube tendo merong shin kepara duke zindan dunge tru Lengen toto babdan lelo yen shenker denyo jikcho che tarache mongso terjun genge mekomge talai cheke galdara lakpe se lona chela jurche guru ken lamgyo membara madon kun kenje nisu medo drinchen lamai ken choshe chungshin tepe nordan dese shampe chingdan kunche tsup Mige diglai mizem leta lo domba nyamjin damtsi rarwa te riche lo ye mikom namba ge dalai cheke galdara lakpe tse lo na chela jurchin guru ken lamge memba matan kun kenje nisu medo jinchen lama ken data nedan dungal gimazir Tenker laso shenwang majur pe rangwang tope tender jigdir nyomle ngandu deljro chuse na kordan longchen nedu jerwa tachi che para sungwe lude yang melge nangne sacho tong parakel wadan jage kiye drepe de bardo yulna jikpa shindu che Lona chela jurche guru ken lamgyo membara matong kun kenje nisu medo jinchen lama ken gede leke namin chejing rang kebara nyelwe jikde nise na chakse saji tsengi golu del sogle shodan tolum barwe tsir gome chakim tumbara wedu be barwe sejing gibuk torchur tse Kunne sawe mese getsen che gangri tokbo dabdan chucha gi chongrong yange nisu buyo drep. Changre lungi tabe langso ni chuburu chendan lakbara dolwa chen mrenga junmi chebara dunba yang tsorwe dunga nakbara kawa ye. Sungi raptan chike neba shin shurin denchen sotam bakba ge. Shawu tenne lakbara gete ge dejin pudre tangla gangba sho raldi tseldu lulai chetub je ronya damse talsen rame long narwe ne koro wadan jurwai chen godan kawa tabdan takba so tautu kojin chepe ne tsewa namdang choge gangle jungwe ju shedan drapo kunlong kebe tse lona chela jurche guru ken Lamgyo membara madong kun kenje nisu medo drinchen lama ken Dejin pongla nyami gawe yu sadong longche minyang medra par Sekom lo dara mine yidalu rechen dangwe topnam namba sum gangle jungwe junni serna yin Chigla chigza sebe jigba che kojung cheben Nyamta langdoro mohon pata mebe dungel gizerwe sawen timo mumbara chabada Lona chenla jurche guru ken lamge membara madon kun kenje Nisu medo jinchen lama ken chenlam jokcha neche medom jen tekchen gojo shenpen semdandel Wangje topchan ke zo mi gompe lamgel dile lame del dosen Tawa mato tojo cheba jen gomba yengchang goyo wogo ta cheba nurchang ranggen mesembe chede dile lame deldo se nangbara cheya nege norla se natsu yolyang ye jong choshe de teba chungya yenden jendo lom mare dile lame deldo se ken kara chongya duzi ne koro sem wembar tenchang rangjo shingtara reng dulwar ma chakdang ma shikpe chege dile lame deldo se neto dile nyurdo se do se tumun dile nyurdo yongdo se. So that is the contemplations on the four thoughts, and then further on there are others. So you tomorrow as we read, you will understand. So that completes the what we call as the mind training, the first. Now we come to the inner preliminaries or the extraordinary preliminaries, which is divided into 6 parts. So first we begin with refuge. So in order to take refuge, we need to understand that samsara is the nature of suffering. In order to free from suffering, we take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. And further here in Longchen, Nyingthig, that we have what we call as the Ninefold Refuge, like that. You will learn that. So today we'll read about that. So anyway, so then you visualize Guru Rinpoche in union in front of you in the sky. So you first, how you visualize, there is this refuge tree, which is called the refuge tree, or it is also called the refuge field. So there's a 5-petaled lotus. So there is the one in the middle, one in front, two on the sides, and one on the back, like that. So in the middle lotus, which has 100,000 petals. It's a bumdel. It's like 100. It's not like few petals, but it's like 100,000 petals. And then lotus pistils on top of that one. There's the sun and moon disc, like that. Also in the elaborate one, you see that there's this lion throne on top of that lotus petal. And then on top of the lion throne is the lotus seat. On top of the lotus seat is the sun and the moon disk seat. And then it's very elaborately decorated with silks and scarves and so on and so forth, like that, and jewels and so forth. So the Lama, here our Lama in the form of Guru Rinpoche, in union with Dakin Yeshe Tsogyal. And then you know how Guru Rinpoche looks. He in this majestic appearance, wearing the lotus crown, and then the 3-layered dressings inside the Bodhisattva robes. On top of that one, the cloak, the secret tantra cloak. Then outside there is the sacred robes and so forth, like that. So all of those, and then jewels and so forth, like the ornaments and the katvanga. And the main thing is in his hand he is holding a vajra, like that, right hand. Then his left he's holding a skull cup, and on top of the skull cup is a longevity vase, like that, filled with nectar of immortality. Then he has the katvanga on his left arm here, and the bend of the elbow inside, like that. And then katvanga, that's a trident with the 3 different kinds of heads. And then, the lotus crown has a vulture feather on top with the vajra and all of this. So you visualize all of this. And then in front of Guru Rinpoche, the front on lotus, there are the Buddhas of the past, present, and future. On the right-hand side are the 8 bodhisattvas, encircled by all of other bodhisattvas. On the left-hand side are the arhats, the 16 arhats, like that. And then behind Guru Rinpoche are the holy texts or the volumes, like that, all stacked with the title of the text facing toward us, like that. And then further on, like above that one, there are the Dzogchen Tantras, the 64 million Dzogchen Tantras, like that. And then encircled by the Lama, the Yidams and protectors and so forth, the male protectors, all facing outward, so that keeping off all the obstacles coming in. The female consorts all facing inwards, so that they don't lick the nectar of blessings that don't dissipate out, like that. And then with Dharma protectors and so forth, all encircling like that. So this is how you visualize. And then above Guru Rinpoche, now Guru Rinpoche is our Lama in the form of Guru Rinpoche. Then in like succession, or like, in this level, from the primordial Buddha to Vajradhara, and then to Garab Dorje. So you have the refuge tree visualization, like that. They are in the sphere of rainbow. They are inside a sphere of rainbow. Then each Lama, like the previous Lama, their lotus seat is slightly kind of almost touching their head, like that. So not touching, just above their head, like this, in this succession, like that. You visualize like that. And yeah, so you see in the lineage refuge field, all of those. So we have to get used to that one. So. And then the way of how we visualize ourselves is that we visualize our selves along with all sentient beings as infinite as atomic particles. So you yourself, or I myself, and then in this life, my mother, my father on my right-hand side, my mother on my left-hand side, and those whom I think they are my enemies, like those I don't like, I pick them, they are my enemies and so forth. And those who don't like us, we say they are like the obstacle makers or hindrances and so forth. All of those, we place them in front of us, and all motherly sentient beings behind us and surrounding us, like that. So like a massive, like infinite gathering, like that. So all sentient beings together with us. Then you, as if like a chant leader, then you start chanting. So this is how you visualize. And then how the intent is that from this time onward, until we attain Buddhahood, then we take refuge in the Buddha as the teacher. We take refuge in the Dharma as the path. We take refuge in the Sangha as the support of the path, like that. We take refuge. Further on in Longchen Nyingthig, there is other levels of taking refuge in our Lama itself as the 3 roots, our Lama as the manifestations pointing us to our own innate nature, the essence, nature, and great compassion, which are pointed out as Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya, like that. So these are, so we also say taking refuge within our own channels, within our own energy, within our own essence, like that. So all of those will be, so here what we're doing is we visualize that all sentient beings sincerely from the bottom of their heart, these refuge field as the witness. So in front of them, they take refuge, or we all take refuge. So visualize like that. So there is the refuge field there, but okay, so you already have a picture. Okay. page 37. Kunjo sumye deshe zawan sum zalung tile ranjen jangshu sem. Ngo ranjen tuje kyo koron lai jangchu ningbo bardu chamsun. Kunjo sumye deshe zawan sum zalung tile ranjen jangshu sem. Ngo ranjen tuje kyo koron lai jangchu ningbo bardo chamsun che. Kunjo sumye deshe tsawa sum tsalung tegle ranjen jangchu se. Ngo ranjen tuje kyo koron lai jangchu ningbo bardo chamsun che. You can read that in English. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in Bodhichitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in Bodhichitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in Bodhichitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. Like that. And then there is also at the end, all sentient beings dissolving into the refuge assembly. And all of the rest of refuge assemblies, they dissolve into Guru Rinpoche. And finally, Guru Rinpoche too dissolves into light and dissolves into you like that. Those kind of, we'll learn all that. So anyway, for now, it's good enough. And then we move on to generating Bodhichitta. Similarly like that, the witness in whom that we took refuge, meaning who were the witness and that we cultivated Bodhichitta. Again, once more, the refuge assembly. So in front of that, we made the vow, or we make the vow that we cultivate Bodhichitta, that we will train ourselves in equanimity, loving kindness, great compassion, and joyful, what you call as the sympathetic joy or whatever you call that. And then we'll train in Bodhichitta and blossom our compassion and wisdom like this. So this is how we take the Bodhisattva vow. So they bear witness. So it's not just like we are reciting this mindlessly, but in front of them, we take the refuge and the Bodhisattva vow. Hereafter, we have to maintain the dignity that we uttered such pleasures, we uttered such word in front of the wisdom being. So there's a lot of weight in our commitment or our vow or promise that we make. So think like that. So one of the reasons why we need to take refuge or take Bodhisattva vow in front of someone is because we, in our mind, there is some kind of, how would you say, the conscience or whatever, like a dignity that we kind of feel, oh, I have to be worthy of having made that pledge, having made that commitment, that I have to hold that. So Ngotsadang Tel Shepa, it's called, to have dignity and to have self-discipline, that kind of. So, okay. So once again, wholeheartedly, here, Bodhichitta, there's a very elaborate way of practicing again in the mind training that we will all learn as time comes. So we have to, first of all, is we need to understand that all sentient beings are our mothers, that we are all connected in so many lifetimes, not just in one, but so many lifetimes. So And then in order to repay their kindness, just as in the 37 practices of the Bodhisattva, it mentions that when I see all of my mothers tormented by pain and sorrow and suffering, what use is my comfort? So like that, in order to dispel the suffering of all sentient beings, so practicing in this way, our body, speech, and mind in virtue is the practice of the conduct of Bodhisattva. So like that, with that kind of aspiration. So Natso Nangwa Chunde Zinre Ke Korwa Lugu Judu Champendo Rangri Vese Yinsu Ngese Che Tseme Shien Ane Semke Hendo Natso Nangwa Chunde Zinre Ke Korwa Lugu Judu Champendo Rangri Vese Yinsu Ngese Che Tseme Shien Ane Semke Hendo Natso Nangwa Chude Zinre Ke Korwa Lugu Jodo Champe Rangri Vese Yinsu Ngese Che Tseme Shien Ane Semke Do. Alas, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water, beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. Alas, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of moon in water, beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. Alas, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water, beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. So like that, and later on we'll also learn as we breathe out, we give, as we breathe in, we take, and so forth. Okay, we'll not waste much time today, so we'll just go on. Now the Vajrasattva. Further on, at the end of the Bodhicitta is that you dissolve that I, as the one who is practicing Bodhicitta, all sentient beings who are the object of great compassion and this training of Bodhicitta and so forth, all dissolve inseparably into non-conceptual great emptiness, and then you rest in that state for as long as you can. That is the absolute Bodhicitta, like that. So we'll learn all of these, okay? Anyway, now going on to Vajrasattva recitation. So you visualize now our teacher now appearing in the form, our teacher meaning our Lama, appearing in the form of Vajrasattva. So you know Vajrasattva, there's a picture there, I think. Like that. I'm talking too much, my lips are getting dried. Okay, so like that, visualize Lama Vajrasattva in front. And again, there is a very, very elaborate training on how to purify our negative karma and our obscurations and defilements and so forth. Those we will learn. So anyway, on page 43, just visualize that in front is Vajrasattva. So, Dani Pamel Chivu Rupe Kara Dawe Denge Hungle Lama Dorje Sem Karsa Longchen Zombe Ku Dorje Jizin Yamata Kelai Chapsel Dekbaja Jesem Rambe Tolo Shan Chinche Sola Bab Chandom Ketu Dawa Gebe Ten Hong Ye Tamara Ngake Kor Tebe Ngake Jukul We Yabyum Dero Jor Samne Duze Janchu Semge Chin Kabul Durta Zakpa Ye Tadan Kamsum Semchengi Ledan Nyenmo Dunga Ju Neden Digre Nedonde Male Changwara Zendo San. So just a brief visualization that so you know that Vajrasattva, how he looks, he's like white, like the radiant moon, like that. And here he is in union with Vajratopa, the consort. And then on sitting on the lotus and the moon disk like that, and the stem of the lotus coming and touching right here at the crown aperture, the fontanelle of our head or crown like that. And then you are in your ordinary form. And then you visualize Vajrasattva in his heart. There is this moon. On top of the moon disk is a Vajra, and in the hub of the Vajra is the Hung sit syllable. Then around are the 100-syllable mantra, Om Vajra Sattva Samaya, all circling clockwise like that, like strands of shiny pearls like that. And then as you start to recite Om Vajra Sattva Samaya, then nectar from that. So ray, like luminous light rays of nectar start to descend from the heart of Vajrasattva down through the union of the Vajrasattva and entering into a crown, and then completely filling our chakras like that. So we'll learn all of those like that. And all of our diseases, our afflictions, our karma, defilements, obscurations, our breakages of our vows, trainings, and samayas, and all of those are completely purified. So you recite that Om Vajra Sattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajra Sattva Teno Patishta Dhrido Meba Sudokhayo Mebhava Subokhayo Mebhava Anurakto Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Sutsami Citam Shriam Guru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Banjar Mami Banjar Bhava Maha Samaya Satoa Om Banjar Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Banjar Sato Teno Patishta Dhrido Meba Sudokhayo Mebhava, Subokhayo Mebhava, Anurakto Mebhava, Sarva Siddhi Meprayasa Sarva Karma Sutsami Citam Shriam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Banjar Mami Banjar Bhava Maha Samaya Sato Om Banjar Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Banjar Sato Teno Tirsta Dhrido Mebhava, Sudokhayo Mebhava, Subokhayo Mebhava, Anurakto Mebhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayasa Sarva Karma Sutsami Citam Shriam Guru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Banjar Mame Munja Banjar Bhava Maha Samaya Sato. So for now, 3 is enough. So likewise, we did the 3 refuges, 3 bodhichitta, and we'll do 3, and these don't get included in our accumulation. This we don't count. These are just the necessary recitations, accumulations are that we need to do. They don't get counted in our accumulation. Okay, so now moving on to page 47. So then you sincerely supplicate to Lama Vajrasattva that making this firm conviction, because there are the 4 powers of purification, we use that, and the power of how you say remorse or regret, the power of reconciliation, and the power of okay. Someone's alarm is going off. You better wake up now. Okay, so the power of making the commitment, and the power of how we use the support of purification as Vajrasattva. These are the 4 supports. So if one of these supports are missing, purification doesn't happen. If you don't have regret or remorse from your heart that you did negative things, and you have no regret at all, you triumph over your negativities, then your purification does not happen. So, and likewise, if you don't have a firm conviction saying that hereafter I will not commit such negativities, if you don't make up your commitment, it does not work. So all of those we will learn. So anyway, so likewise with bringing in our mind that we bring forth this four power of confession or purification, then we recite this. Gombo dani mishe mongba ye damse lene galsheng lama gombe chabze che zowo dorje zemba de tuje chenbo dani chen zhou zonla da sha chi gu song tu zawa dan yen la ki damse nyamba tamchen tolo sha so digba dan jiba ne tong rime so tamchen Jiangjin Dagbara Zendo. So that is the word of what you are asking Vajrasattva for the purification. So you have to, that is coming out sincerely from your heart, not just mere words or mere, like dry words like that. So when you do that, then you see immediately Vajrasattva is smiling at you, Vajrasattva. Of course, there is no such thing as Vajrasattva being moody, that kind of thing, but you kind of now see that Vajrasattva is pleased or delighted. His wisdom mind has been now fulfilled. And then Vajrasattva smiling. And then Vajrasattva consenting. Vajrasattva actually speaking to us, saying that, oh, fortunate child, all your karma, your defilements and so forth has been purified. You actually have to visualize that. Vajrasattva is speaking to you. This is the power of purification. Like that, wisdom Vajrasattva talking to us in this way, granting us this prophecy or this proclamation. So like that, here it is saying, Dorje Senpai, Gezum, Dorje Senpai, Gejin Zumba Dan Chepe, Rikibu, Keke, Digde, Neton, Tamchen, Dakpa, Yeno, Shen, Nawa, Jinjin, Yedu, Shune, Rangla, Timbe, Kenle, Rani, Jan, Dorje Senpa, Nangton, Melon, Nange, Zunen, Taburu, Churpe, Toso, Hongye, Tamar, Igdru, Igedru, Shipa, Selwale, Wezere, Trebe, Kamzum neju dan cheba dorsem ringe tendan tembe ranjindu sange parajur. So just read that one more time. Page 50. Vajrasattva is pleased and smilingly says, Noble child, all of your negative actions, obscurations, faults and downfalls are purified. Granting his approval, he melts into light, and by dissolving into me, I become Vajrasattva, appearing yet empty, like a reflection in a mirror. At my heart is the syllable Hung, around which the four brilliantly radiant syllables emanate rays of light, whereby the three worlds, the whole universe, and the beings within it attain Buddhahood together as the Buddha fields and the Buddhas of the five families of Vajrasattva. Om Vajrasattva Hum, 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 Om Vajrasattva Hum, 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 Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajra Sato, 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 Om Vajra Sato. Om Vajra Sato, 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 Om Vajra Sato. Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato. Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato. Om Vajra Sato, 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 Om Vajra Sato. Om Vajra Sato, 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 Om Vajra Sato. Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato, Om Vajra Sato. Om Vajra Sato, so like that, and finally, again, everything dissolves into great emptiness. There's a way, the sequence of how it dissolves ourselves, visualizing now as Vajra Sattva dissolves from outside into the heart mantra. You have Hung in the center and Vajra Sattva, like that. So the outer mantra dissolves into the Hung in the center, and the Hung finally dissolves from beneath, going all the way up to the tip of the, there's a bindu, that's like a pigtail. And from there, that pigtail too dissolves, invisible, or dissolves tracelessly into basic space, and then you rest in that state of emptiness like that. So this is in the box. You see that this you don't recite, because this one, when we are only doing the Vajra Sattva recitation, that's the dedication, that's an insert. So now like that we dissolved, and then we go to mandala offering. So the mandala offering, you do the mandala. For now you just do the mandala mudra, and you can have your mala like that. So visualizing, there's a elaborate visualization again, but for now you can visualize you're offering your body, wealth, and all merit that we have accumulated in our past, are accumulating now and will be accumulating in the future. We all gather together and then we make this mandala offering. So Om Ahum Dongsun Jiten Jewar Taje Shin Rinchen Nadin Lame Jorbe Tam Talu Longche Jeba Yongbo Gi Choge Korlo Jurwe Sito Sho Omin De Chen Tobe Shin Yebang Ade Ringa Zombu Chen De Yen Chebe Chimpong Samepa Pue Longu Shin La Jebar Sho Nangse Namdan Ladan Lamu Shin Nangse namda shubno bumbe ko tuje maga chene rube gen ko dan tile zimbe namda shi pwe che go shingla chen parasho. This is the Trikaya mandala from Longchen Nyingthig. So the other one, this is an insert, so you can see that. Sajin pechu jujin meto tram rira lingshin nede genpa de sangye shingdo mikde pulwa yin droken namda shingla chenpar sho idam guru radna mandala kam niryata yami. That's also an insert. This is also an insert. The Longchen Nyingthig mandala is the Trikaya mandala. So you'll learn all of the intent why these are inserted here like that. Then we go to Kusali offering here on page 59. This is another way of visualizing our body into like Tremanagmo. So the first uttering a pet, then our consciousness shoots out and transforms into pet to Tremanagmo, or the Mother Krodikali, and our body now, because there's no consciousness, is a dead body lying in front like that. So that's placed on top of a skull cup, which is as huge as the 3,000-fold universe, and so on and so forth like that. That visualization is there. So for now, just do this, okay? Page 59. Pelujizin borwel hadu chom sem sangbe gone yingla ten shidage de jom tremaraju yenin mo de jom drego ge so pombe de jom tebadre yen leje tsulge bendato kusumgi migwe ge borja nang sum gangwe bamro de Atongdang hangye de zerju drusumge nube jang bel om ahong om ahong om ahong om ahong om ahong. This offering that is in front is lit by the fire called the fire of wisdom from Ah, and then hits and boils the corpse that's put inside the skull cup, and then starts boiling, and then the vapor goes up, and then on top of the skull cup is an inverted hung syllable of bliss. Then the nectar of bliss drips down and merging, or how do you say, mixing together with the all the substances of offering like that, turning into the substance of great exaltation. And then further it's been purified and multiplied and transformed into wisdom substances by the sixth syllable Omaho. So you recite Omaho, 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 Omaho. So about 21 times is good enough, like that. 21 times, 108. So whatever. So then this is how you visualize. Pe yar chöyön denge todam kan sozone chodeng edrutom markorwe dene lencha jan ke bardu neje gegresim neden dam barche yung suji kengen da dazen doldola tarche jadan cheyol malukun shizoba chemboro mache. And then finally offer, and this offering, and to whom we offer, all dissolve inseparably into great emptiness, and you rest in that state like that. So that ends the thing. Now we're on to the Guru Yoga. So page 64 is the good picture of Vajra Yogini. This is how Khenzen Rinpoche would visualize Vajra Yogini. This is Durga Khenzen Rinpoche. So now we visualize the refuge field in front. All of this time we have to visualize the refuge field. When we are doing mandala offering, we have to visualize like that. I forgot to mention that, except for Vajra Sattva. So then in Guru Yoga too, we visualize Guru Rinpoche. The only difference during Guru Yoga is Guru Rinpoche here is single, not in union. And ourselves, we are in the form of Vajra Yogini. So that's the difference there. So you visualize yourself as Vajra Yogini like that. Okay, page 65. Emaho Rana Daba Rabjam Rana Lundru Daba Rabjam Shin Keba Rabzo Sando Pelre Rani Jezen Dorje Naljoroma Shelje Chani Marsal Jeteze Shabni Dordai Chensum Nam Karazi Chioro Pema Bumdal Nidai Ten Shabni Kundu Tsawe Lama Da Yerme Soge Dorje Drupe Ko Karmar Dande Shunu Shatsu Chen Peka Chege Zabira Dongmasa Shelje Chani Gyalbo Robe Da Chaye Dorje Yembe Tebomna Ula Dabden Peme Nenjuse Chengun Yena Dedon Yumcho Ma Bebe Tsulge Kadram Zesum Nam Chazere Tigle Wekung Long Nasho Chukuro Inge Drawe Zebe Long Trube Jeban Yeshu Zang Adan Jabe Pendro Rixen Yedamla Kandro Chechon Damchen Tintarate Seldon Yamne Chembo Ngandu Sel. So that's the visualization. Then you recite the 7-line prayers. This is the invocation of the blessings of the guru of the lineage, so like that. Gen yuge no jan zang bema geser dongbo la ya zen chogen odrob ne bema june shesura kordo kandro mambe koro kege jesu da handrob je jinge lobshe sheso se guru bema sede hong hong ujen yuge no jan zang bema geser dongbo la Yazen chogin udrune pema june sheso da kodo kandro mambe kor chege jeso da druche. Jinge lobshe sheso sen guru pema sinde hong hong ujen yuge nobjan san pema gese dongbola. Yazen chogin udrune pema june sheso da kodo kandro mambe kor chege jeso da druche. Jingel lobshe shakso sen guru pema sinde hong. So 3 times like that. That's good. So we have here Guru Rinpoche, and then Chabdadul Chenzer Rinpoche and Tugo Sangha Rinpoche, who is one of my lamas. So, and then we have the 7 branches now. Page 71. So you'll understand what we're doing as we recite that. Dale shulge dulne do number trube chance lo nge sham yutro things into nansi chebe chanjarabil. Gosun mege lenam gue vese chegwe ngando sha demba nike dupa ye geso kun la jeyerang. Rikjen sumge dulja la teksum che koro korwa ko jese korwa madon baranyange medai shosolde. Desun sabe geza kun jangchu chenpo juru Go to page 71 again and read that in English. Free equal to the number of atoms in the universe, I multiply my body and offer prostrations. Through the power of samadhi, both real offerings and those mentally emanated, all appearances and possibilities are presented as the gesture offering. All non-virtuous karma of my body, speech, and mind are confessed in the luminous state of the Dharmakaya. I rejoice in the accumulation of all virtue contained within the true truths. For the 3 types of beings to be tamed, I request you to turn the wheel of Dharma of the 3 yanas. Until samsara is emptied, I pray that you remain without passing into nirvana. All the roots of virtue accumulated in the 3 times, I dedicate as the cause for attaining supreme Buddhahood. Okay, now this is the way how we supplicate. Jezen Guru Rinpoche Kene Sangye Tamche Ki Tuje Jinlai Dube Be Semje Yongke Gunjukpo Ludan Longche Loning Zhang Teba Me Barai Kela Bu Dene Jangshu Matoba Kidu Lene Tumen Gun Jezen Chenpo Be Jun Ken. So read that, page 74. O Guru Rinpoche, precious Lama, you are the glorious embodiment of the compassion and blessings of all the Buddhas, the only protector of all beings. My body, wealth, lungs, heart, and chest I offer to you without hesitation. From now until I attain Buddhahood, in happiness or sorrow, in circumstances good or bad, in situations high or low, precious, great precious Lama, lotus bone, think of me. Then page 75, usually there's a mantra chanting here that we don't need to do now. Dala resai shenai me dade dunge nyingme do me se dunge damdu chen dele chopshe maha guru wangji kurche jinlai chen topa porche tuje chen dimne jongshe nu tu chen. Okay, back to page 75. Second line, I have no one else to turn to. The beings of this degenerate times are sinking in the swamp of unbearable suffering. Protect us from all of these, O great Guru. Grant us the 4 empowerments, O blessed one. Deepen our realization, O compassionate one. Purify the two obscurations, O powerful one. Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Mahum Benza Guru Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Mahum Benza Guru Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Mahum Benza Guru Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Mahum Benza Guru Om Mahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi. So like that. Then you do now the lineage Lama's supplication, page 77. Maho jache chonglong zhewe shinkam ne dambo sangye cheku kundo zang longku chude rolzel dorje sen chulku cenzo garab dorje la selwa deso jinla wangku tse shiri singha dendam cheki ze Chambel shenne tegu korlo jurjana sutra penchen vimalar selwa deso dorje lamna ten Zambu lingi jenje pema jungye paratoki secho je bangro tudere janso dadro longchen shap kandro yingze kabab jingme ling salwa depso debu tobdro zel Chinle wezer gelwe nyugo dan patru kenze naso rangro ze cheke lode kenze wezer dan kadrin dame tsawe lama la selwa depso nelu rangro ten Siling ebara jungwe shenlo ke doje lame denden mikshin te chesun kadru zame nyamlen la. Temchan mebe drupso sheru ke tuju gongbe jinla powara sho nangse korde yene women shin. Langa che kuro dazo minbe je pangla jatse me para zoba che shenam ye che lede rikpe dang. Cheni ngonsun jembara tongwara sho tseme toba namdro jazerbu. Kudang tile nyamnang gondu pe rikse longgu shingam tsela pe cheze lode chembro sangete. Shunu bunguro tense zembara sho shindu neljora nyamo matsu de ranglu dangme insu madrona. Namje tseye duje tongwe tse chiwa yese kada che kuru sharbardo nangsha longche zogoro. Chekche tege lamge tselzone mapang bojo tabur drowar sho sanche yese tekba shoge tse. Sange shenne misir chekwe shen onjuro deme sala madrona magom sange chengay lamchola. Tene ranjin trube shinga dan kebra pema wege podrando rizin janso zosho ugenje. Sanchen chekwe gaten gebe sar seke turo kene uyung de taye drowe nerso da jurche. Rizin gewan janso jinlab dan cheyin sami chabe denbayi. Del jor ten la zomen jang zomge tenre ngonjuro sange to bara sho. Go to page 77 and read that again in English. Emaho, from within the pure I am free from falling into limitations and extremes. The primordial Buddha Dharmakaya Kunto Sangbo. Vajra Sattva, the Sambhogakaya, manifesting display like the moon in water. And Garabdorje, perfect with the marks of Nirvana Kaya. To you I pray, please grant blessings and empowerments. Shri Singha, treasury of the ultimate Dharma, Jambal Shennan, universal monarch of the 9 yanas, Janana Sutra, and the great Pandita Vimala Mitra. To you I pray, please show the path of liberation. Pema Jungne, sole ornament of the world. The Supreme Wisdom Heart disciples, King Chisong Detsen, Kansode Shitsogel, Verochana, and others. Venerable Longchen Ba, who revealed the symbols of an ocean of wisdom mind treasures. Jigme Lingpa, entrusted with the transmission of the space treasury of the Dakinis. To you I pray, please grant liberation and fruition. Dodrup Trinle was a Galwen Yugu, Patu Rumbache, Jamyang Kenze Wangbo, Natsok Rangroj, Kenze Choki Lode, Kenze Yuezer, and the incomparably kind Root Lama. To you I pray, please show the original face of my true nature. With renunciation being disgusted with cyclic existence, may I meaningfully depend upon my Vajra Lama as though he were my eyes. Following his instructions to the letter and taking to heart the profound practices he gives, and applying them with constant diligence, not just now and then, may the blessings of his realized wisdom mind be transformed into my own. All appearances and possibilities, samsara and nirvana, are primordially the Kanishta pure realm, which is the result of purifying, perfecting, and ripening of deities, mantra, and dharmakaya. This is Dzogpa Shenpo, free of any action and effort of abandoning and adopting. Rigpa's dynamic radiance, which is beyond conceptual analysis and dualistic experience, may I see the actual unclad dharmata. The conceptual characteristics perfectly liberated are the encompassing sphere of rainbows and lights. The experiences of Kayas and Tigles supremely blossoming and achieving the full measure of Rigpa's power, the pure realms of Sambhoga Kaya, and attaining Buddhahood in the great consummate suchness of phenomena beyond concepts, may I accomplish the everlasting dominion of the youthful vase body. If I am unable to experience the realization of Ati Yoga, and this physical body is not liberated into the pure expanse, then when the formative constituents of this life fall apart, may the luminosity of death arise as the primordially pure Dharmakaya. May the appearance of the Bardo be liberated into Sambhoga Kaya. Perfecting the power of the path of Trekchö and Tegel, may I be liberated like a child returning to its mother's lap. In the great secret luminosity, the summit of the supreme vehicle, Buddha is nowhere sought but in the face of Dharmakaya. If I am not liberated into the manifest primordial ground, then relying on the supreme path of the 5 teachings on the Buddhahood without meditation, may I be born in the 5 natural pure realms of the Nirvana Kayas, especially in the palace of Lotus Light Pure Realm. Then in the presence of the Lord of Ugyen himself, Supreme Sovereign of the ocean of Rigzen Masters, in the place where there is the joyous celebration of the teaching of the Supreme Secret Mantra, let me be born as the Supreme Heir and be liberated. May I become the guardian of limitless sentient beings through the blessings of the ocean of victorious Rigzens, through the inconceivable truth of the Dharma Dhatu, through this freedom and endowed human body, training in perfecting, ripening, and purifying, manifest the interdependence and attain Buddhahood. So that is how you supplicate. And then now you receive the 4 empowerments. So it's pretty much simple. So you can just do this. Guru min samne omi chushe tabur tserwa le vezerete rangi chiwo ne shu like le dan tsaye je banda ku dorje jen la shu bumbe wang to kerim ge ne dojur name rezen ge saven te chuku go pan to pe kyalwa jula sha. So go back to page 84. So as we fervently pray, as ourselves as Vajra Yogini, fervently supplicating to Guru Rinpoche, then from Guru Rinpoche's forehead. From the letter Om, radiant like a crystal at the Lama's forehead, Rays of light stream forth and enter my forehead, purifying negative actions of the body and obscurations of the channels. The blessings of the Vajra body is infused. The vast empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the generation stage. The seed of the completely matured Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Nirmanakaya is established within my mind. Drimbane aye pema raga tar barwa levzrete rangi drimbane shu ngage ledan lunge drimbahanda sun dorje jinla shu sangwe wan toy deje ke ne du juru tsewan rikzenge savende longche zoge gopangi kalwa jula sha. Page 85. From the letter R, blazing like a ruby at the Lama's throat, rays of light stream forth and enter my throat, purifying negative actions of the speech and obscurations of the inner wind. The blessing of Vajra speech is infused. The secret empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the practice of mantra recitation. The seed of the Rigzin with power over life is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Sambhogakaya is established within my mind. Tuke hungle yegle nam tuke hungye namke dokchen le wizrete rangi ninga neshu ike le dan tigle dribanda turdo je jenla shu shara yeshe ke wang to te ton chandra li ne du juro chaja rizenge savinte Chugu Gopange Kelwa Julai Sha. Back to page 86. From the sky-colored letter hung at the Lama's heart, rays of light stream forth and enter my heart, purifying negative actions of the mind and obscurations of the essence. The blessing of Vajra mind is infused. The wisdom empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the Tendali practice of bliss and emptiness. The seed of the Mahamudra Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Dharmakaya is established within my mind. Lara yang tuke hongre hongye nipa she karda pangpa shindu che rangsem da tade me barahande kunje le dan she je dripa jang ye she dorje jen la hajo tsige tsemba dendam ge wang to kada zoba chenbe ne dojo Sundu rezen ge savente tarto ge drebu ngo nikui kopang Gi Kalwa Julai Shango. Page 87. Once more from the letter hung at the Lama's heart, a second hung streaks out like a shooting star, merging inseparably with my mind, purifying the karma of all ground and conceptual obscuration. The blessing of Vajra wisdom is infused. The ultimate symbolizing word empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the Dzogpa Shenpa of original purity. The seed of the spontaneously accomplished Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Savabhavika Kaya, the final fruition, is established within my mind. So like that, so till that point, so that's how you open the prayer. So now we'll go back. So this is how you will open every day, but it has taken us long because we were talking a lot. So till this point you come, that's how you kind of speed up, and till this part you have to, in the beginning, you don't understand what you're doing, but we'll be doing this so much in detail that you will be well versed in this, so don't worry about it. So you open, you have to understand how you wake up in the morning and do the preliminaries of the preliminaries, like blessing this speech and expelling the stale winds and then the way of how you breathe in, breathe out, and so forth. And then calling the Lama from afar and all of those. Okay, so now think that we have done this, and then now we have to do some reading. So you have to do the reading. So this will begin. And first go to so here I'll share this one. I think I have somewhere. And there, let's see. Can you see it? Okay, so
Yes.
we did that. Okay, here. This is where we begin. The zoom zange tam jiki ngo kuje dani balden lama dambala selva de so dala wanguru jinje labdo se zablam gi topa kevara jin jula kevara jinje labdo se kada nilu ki tawa topara jinje labdo se tundu nangje yeshe tarchen bara jinje labdo se del julgi mille rimboche de ne barakawa topara jinje labdo se. So read this one. Make this a little big. I'm sorry. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. I pray that you bless me to realize how difficult it is to attain this precious human body. So this time we are contemplating on how difficult it is to obtain or attain this fortunate human body. So that's why we added that line saying that I pray that you bless me to realize how difficult it is to attain this precious human body. And then we can now do our reading. So you can read the words of my perfect teacher, and it begins with how to set forth your intention and so forth. You have to start from the so just read from page 3, which begins with the prologue, all the way till page you can read till page 20. You can read till page 21, so you read till chapter 1. So you don't have to go to the chapter 2 reflecting on the particular advantages. You don't have to do that. So read that one on your own pace. Then I will ring the bell, and then we will do the contemplation. So. Okay. What do we have? Okay, so today our time is a little bit like, because this is the first day, and also I had to go with all the explanations of how it is done and so forth. So, and of course we have 3 more days on this particular. No, we have actually we have 11 more days to do the same. So you'll be you'll become learned. You'll become very learned by then. So now what you do is contemplate. So remember, whichever book you use, either these or the manual or your wonder book. So it's on page 19 and 20, or you can just you can memorize this. Being born in the hell, in the preta realm, or an animal, as an animal, a long-living god, or a barbarian, having wrong views, being born in where there is no Buddha, or being born deaf and mute. These are the 8 states without freedom. So our translation is different. It's saying the same thing on our practice text. So just now I'm free from hell, preta or animal realm. Long living gods, born in barbaric land or being a wrong view holder, born in a period when Buddha has not appeared, or being mentally dumb. I have obtained freedom from these 8 unfree states. So in contrast to these, that's why it's called so in contrast to these unfree states, that's why it's called freedom. So for 12 days, including today, then we'll be doing just a contemplation on these meaning of, you actually have to contemplate, if I were a hell being, would I be able to practice Dharma? If I were a preta, would I be able to practice Dharma like that? If an animal? And then here, long living gods, as you read, it's saying gods who are born in the Samadhi realm, they don't have any notion or any touche, is like any feelings of virtue or non-virtue. They're just lost in that neutral. They have no, as if like some kind of coma, some state like that. So Samadhi gods, and they think that that is the absolute state, and they rest there for long time, for eons. So that's why they're called long living gods. And then in barbaric land, holding wrong views, like a barbaric tradition, like, you know, killing, like sacrificial, those kind of things, thinking that that is a spiritual practice and so forth, and the traditions that are perverted and so forth. And then they oppose the Dharma. So if you were to be in one of those kind of believers, would you be able to practice Dharma like that? And then he says, a wrong view holder. So with wrong view holder is someone who thinks that their idea, their philosophy, their belief is enough for them. and they don't want to learn anything much more. So those are like in the story of Gelong Lekpa Karma, who was an attendant for Buddha Shakyamuni for 25 years, but he never had any kind of faith toward Buddha Shakyamuni. Later, he was born as a preta being in the garden somewhere in the monastic area, in the monastic settlement, like that. So if you hold wrong view, would you be able to practice Dharma? And likewise, if we were to be born during the dark kalpa, excuse me, in the kalpa when Buddhas don't appear, you would not be able to practice Dharma. And then finally, letha lok, lok tache, sangye maja shinda kupate. And to be mentally retarded, that word, of course, when we say retarded, it's offensive like that, but meaning impaired, mentally impaired, mentally afflicted. And until we recognize that is an affliction, we'll never think Dharma is a cure for us. So, and also being unable to comprehend, so being mute and dumb, like that. So even physically as well as mentally incapable. So now contemplate on that one, and then all of these mind trainings are to get the confidence. Tomorrow we'll read the manual of my words of my perfect teacher, and these two contemplations, contemplating on how difficult it is to obtain or attain this precious human body and impermanence of life, is aimed toward all the goals of this life. Like we have so many agenda in our list for this life. So then it means then we are not a practitioner. Sakya Pandita mentioned that if we have attachment to this life, then we are not a spiritual practitioner. So true spiritual practitioner is someone who understands precious human body and the impermanence of life, and who hurries, who hastens, or who makes effort to achieve the essence of this life. So that's why all of these things are to gain certainty, to gain the confidence that precious human body is truly precious. It's rare, it's difficult to obtain, and we are very fortunate to have it this time. And so therefore it kind of instills that urgency in our awareness that we have to practice Dharma. We are not sidetracked by this worldly, this not really, all of these things that don't really have a deep purpose. So that's why we need to do this mind training. So now contemplate on these states. So you can think of hell realm. In general, here we don't have to think about the suffering of the hell realm. The suffering of the different realms will be coming later on. Here, just kind of analyze. If you were to be any of these situations, would I be able to, or would you be able to practice Dharma? So that's all. Then you kind of get like a chill down your spine, that truly my body, my life, in contrast to this one, is free to practice Dharma. So like that. So just meditate for rest in meditation or contemplation. So like that. So you contemplate. Then you have to calm your mind too, and then whatever arises in your mind as you are meditating, it's okay. You all have experience of resting in calm abiding, shamatha and so forth. Just rest. And then main thing is that in your mind you're constantly supplicating to the Guru that may you have the awareness. Here we are saying not only just to understand, but to realize. For example, you have your loved ones, and once you lose your loved ones, then you realize how dear they are to you. You have this experience in you. It's not just like, oh, they are my loved ones, you kind of understand, but you don't really know how precious they are unless you lose them. So similarly like that, this precious human body, you pray to the Lama saying that, let me realize that how difficult it is to attain this precious human body. So you supplicate to the Lama, and more you understand how precious it is. Then you are keeping on supplicating to the Lama that you want to attain the essence of why I have this precious human body and where I want to utilize this precious human body is to achieve the essence of Dharma. So like that. So do that one. So for today will suffice that much, and tomorrow we will do the same thing. So we'll open the prayers with all the preliminaries, go down till what we did, receiving the 4 empowerments. After the 4 empowerments, coming back and using the supplication prayer, and then we read the passage that whatever we need. Today we had all the opening of how we need to generate our intention and so forth. And you have to always remember these 3 things. Our intention should always be like with bodhicitta. Our intention is not, without intention is not good. Negative intention is not good. We need to, if it's negative intention, we need to abandon. If it is idle, there's not much inspiration and so forth, that's not good either. So we need to bring forth bodhicitta. And then, all the way when we are doing our practice and so forth, how we need to cultivate our conduct, what we need to abandon, what we need to cultivate, and likewise our intention, what we need to abandon or what we need to cultivate and so forth. All of this brought forth like that. So it mentions that if you have bodhicitta, then it's a simple act, but it becomes inconceivable. Without the act or without the intention, it just becomes a drama. It's just a show, that's all. So Dhamma practice without intention is just a pretense. It just will become more and more hypocritic about that. But if you have intention, then we will feel the blessings of the Dhamma, and naturally will be subdued. Our negative emotions, our afflictions and so forth naturally will diminish. So therefore we have to have bodhicitta, and then so first of all we need to have that good intention, and then whatever we do it for all sentient beings, not for ourselves. That way that simple act of what we are doing becomes inconceivable. Without intention, then not so much powerful. So very little power in that one. So it mentions that if it is held by the reinforced intention of bodhicitta, then that becomes inconceivable. And then when you are doing it, non-conceptualizing is, don't let your ordinary mind kind of wander, drift somewhere, or bring unnecessary thoughts of, future, or, the past thoughts bringing again and entertaining and so forth, planning for the future and so forth. Those things will happen, but when they appear or when they arise, immediately recognize and then rest and bring forth what are we doing. We are here contemplating on recognizing how difficult it is to attain this fortunate human birth. Again, you place it. So it's just like, that bird kind of flies away, but once it kind of again perches back onto the spot like that. So this is what you need to do. So if you know not to non-conceptualize, meaning here in the beginning, it's more like not being distracted, then our practice does not fall into any kind of obstacles. Otherwise, practice become already harmed or flawed by our defects of meditation, distraction, no concentration, or all of those lack of concentration and so forth like that. So in your main practice, bringing non-conceptualization, then all conditions, all mistakes and errors and obstacles are given. And then finally, at the end, we need to dedicate, that is to multiply our merit that we have accumulated through this virtuous practice, that it is not squandered or exhausted, but it multiplies and goes on and on. So these three things always we need to remember. So therefore, in the first part, it's mentioning about the way of how we need to open our session. Tomorrow we'll use the manual, so you'll again get more information about that. And you can read that when you have your time, when you have time now, so that you can comprehend or you can understand better like that. So then every day, these aspects of our mind training will be contemplating, we'll reading, we'll be contemplating, and we're not wasting our time. You want to, like I told you, you want to get the chill in your body, that you have goosebumps on your body, that this is, am I dreaming that such kind of fortune I have now? Such should be your experience. So that's why we are saying to realize how difficult it is to obtain or attain this fortunate human birth. This is what we need to do. So doing that, and now we are on to the third part of our session. So the third part is, since this is the beginning, then we utilize this third part in accumulating the refuge prayer, the refuge one. So you go here, the insert, there is this fourfold refuge. You want me to share the screen, or are you okay? Here. Excuse me. So here we do this fourfold refuge. And then we also do the other refuge, the one that we do from our Longchen Nyingthig. That's the main one. That's called the Ninefold Refuge. So this is the fourfold refuge. So okay, again, think of the lamas, and then in the presence of the lama, in the presence of the refuge field, then you invoke the blessings of the lama, saying that may I, may refuge take place in us, in our mind. I understand the nature of samsara, that I go for refuge. in the Lama like that. For now, not necessary to think like that. Just you can still think that, bless me that I realize the difficulty in obtaining or attaining this precious human body. That supplication is fine. So then you recite Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Chela Chap Sucho, Gendan La Chap Sucho. When you have done that 4 lines, you pull 1 bead. Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Chela Chap Sucho, Gendan La Chap Sucho. Again, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Chela Chap Sucho, Gendan La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Chela Chap Sucho, Gendan La Chap Sucho. So Lama, you know Lama is the Guru, Sangha is the Buddha, Che is the Dharma, Gendin is the Sangha. So I take refuge in the Lama, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha, like that. So just, this is very easy to understand. This Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho. So you have to kind of learn to read fast. So Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho. So if you think you can either take refuge in the Lama is faster than saying Lama La Chap Sucho, go ahead. So it doesn't matter, whichever recitation is fine, English or Tibetan. So Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho. But only 1 beat after you have finished the 4 lines. Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho. Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho. Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho. You can also do recitation with your breath, and you breathe in, you can do that one. So that will also come. So Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Gendin La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Sangha La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Che La Chap Sucho, Lama La Chap Sucho, Lamala Joseph Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, 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 Chala Johnson, Lamala Joseph Sangla 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 Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Lamala Joseph 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 Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson. Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chala Johnson, Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chala Johnson, Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chala Johnson, Lamala Joseph Chala Johnson. Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chala Johnson, Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chala Johnson, Lamala Joseph Sangla Chala Johnson, Lamala Joseph Sangla Chala Johnson, Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chala Johnson. Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chala Johnson, Gendala Joseph Lamala Joseph Chala Chala Joseph, Gendala Joseph. So then go to your Ngandro text, page 37. Page 37. And you have the refuge there. Gunjo sumye deshe zawa sum zalong tigle rangzhen jangchu sen o rangzhen toje kel korola. Jangchu ningbo badu jamsun je gunjo sumye deshe zawa sum zalong tigle rangzhen jangchu sen o rangzhen toje kel korola. Jangchu ningbo badu jamsun je gunjo sumye deshe zawa sum Zalung tigle rangjung jangchun sen o rangjin tuje kelkol la jangchun ningbo bado jamsun che. Kunjo sumye deje zawa zum zalung tigle rangjung jangchun sen o rangjin tuje kelkol la jangchun ningbo bado jamsun che. Kunjo sumye deje zawa zum zalung tigle rangjin jangchun sen o rangjin tuje kelkol Jangchu Ningbo Bandu Jamsu Che. So just for auspicious interdependence, we did 5 times of the long one. So starting tomorrow, we'll accumulate more. And today, memorize this. Memorize the refuge prayer and the, this one, because if you need to accumulate, you need to memorize and do it fast. So please memorize that. Kunjo sumye deshe zawa sum zalung tigle ranchun chanchu sem o ranchin tuje kyukula chanchun nimpu pado chausuch. And then try to go fast. Kunjo sumye deshe zawa sum zalung tigle ranchun sem o ranchin tuje kyukula chanchun nimpu pado chausuch, like that. Okay? So like that. Okay. So that's how you practice. And now you go to the conclusion. It's on page 89 of our Ngandro text. Page 89 on the Ngandro text. Namje zeye duje ze rana ngaya bere shen songju trupe shen kamsu. Shilu dorje nal joroma selzere weke gongbo ro jurne jizen pe jonda. Yerme chemboro sange te dedan tombe chodro ge yeshe chembo rolpale. Kamzum semje malu pa jembe de ben damba ru jezen me uyongse. Selwa ninge kilne de kazam zegzam ma ye no jinla tuje longne zel. Samdendro Parajendo Sal. Go back to page 89. When my life is at its end, my perception, the glorious copper-colored mountain, the pure ram of Ngayab, indivisible from Nirmana Kaya's pure ram, and my body Vajra Yogini is transformed into a radiant, brilliant sphere of light, merging inseparably with Jitsun Pema Jungne. I attain Buddhahood. Then from the display of vast primordial wisdom, the miraculous manifestation of bliss and emptiness, for every single being in the three realms, let me appear as their supreme guide. Jitsun Pema, grant this, I pray. I pray to you from the bottom of my heart. These are not just empty words. I pray that you grant your blessings from the expanse of your wisdom mind and cause all my aspirations to be fulfilled. Like that. And now, page 92. Lame tuka ne vizere marpo jedan chepa shi walgi jungwa dani dorje nal joror mar suwe ningara rekpa tsamgi we maragi kongbo shikto jurne guru rimbo che tukara timbe yerme ro chikto jur. From the heart center of the Lama, a beam of light, red and warm, suddenly appears, and with myself visualized as Dorje Neljorma, it touches my heart and I'm instantaneously transformed into a sphere of red light, which dissolves into Guru Rinpoche's heart, and I become inseparable with him in one taste. Then Palden Zawe Lama Rinpoche Dage Ningara Peme Den Jola Kajen Chembo Gone Jezon Te Kusun Tuking Drop Sandu San Palden Lame Nambara Tapala Keche Samyan Lokta Mike Shin Cheze Lekpara Tongwe Muguke Lame Jin Lab Sem La Ju Para Shoy Kewa Kundu Yangda Lama Dan Drme Cheke Pela Longche Ching Sadan Lamge Yende Rabzogne Palden Lame Gofan Yurto Shoy Jambe Bao Jitare Kemba Dan Kundu Sambo Deyang De Jente Deda Gunge Jesu Dalo Chingewa Deda Tamche Raptung Desum Shebe Gewa Tamche Ki Ngowa Gangla Choktung Akwa Te Dagi Gewe Tsawa Dukencha Sambo Cheche Raptung Waragi Gandu Kepe Gewa Tamche Du Tore Yenten Dunden Tobarasho Kema Tatu Chedan Chejuru Chin Tsujen Drube Rangwa Ye Parasho Deryang Lama Damba Neje Chin Nindan Tsendu Chela Che Parasho Cheto Nini Ningbo Dendrupte Tsede Sempe Janso Gawarasho Seba Dambe Cherab Tenje Chin Shempe Drubla Chonga Me Parasho Lab Chin Jinden Chore Me Baye Tamje Chamje Sange To Parasho Om Benza Guru Pema Sindhi Om Benza Guru Pema Sindhi Om Benza Guru Pema Sindhi Om Benza Guru Pema Sindhi. Like that, and then also you learn tomorrow in the the manual of my words of my perfect teacher, that when we finish the session, you don't just stand up like that. Then reflect on your session, how it went. If there were mistakes, then you want to kind of make a commitment that I'll try to be better next time. And if you had good experience, don't be carried away by your ego. Then you just kind of subdue yourself and then see, okay, you did good this time. Let me see if you can do the same in the next session, like that. Okay. So think like that. Okay. That's how we practice. And I will let you all go. And then if you have any questions, you can remain and ask. So this is the way how we will be doing. If you have time, you can, read the text, and then, or you can watch the video again, and then, but we'll be doing this over and over again, so you will understand what's done. So, and for the channels, when you're doing the cleansing of the breath, learn those. If you want, I can send you the manuscripts for those. If you have already received from your teacher or other lamas and so forth, that's well and good. So, okay, those of you who need to take leave, please have a very good day. And those who still want to ask any questions, I can remain for maybe 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Okay.
Thank you very much,
Rinpoche?
Kimpula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Is the disturbing the sleep of ignorance? Is it from the Shito practice?
Yes, it's from the Shito. This is from the Karmaling by Shito, but many other tertens have that same revelation. Yes, it's from the Shito. You recognize that? Yes, it's from the 4-session practice. Yes.
Okay. And yeah, can you send me the 9 breath purification?
Yes. Okay.
I think my teacher taught me, but it's a little bit different from yours.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. Good.
Can I ask a question? I was wondering, for the, can you hear me okay?
A little bit
talk
soft,
louder.
but if you speak a little louder, yeah.
Yes. For the Vajra breathing,
Mm-hmm.
the recitation, where do I visualize the Om? Should I visualize it Om, Om, or
Om coming in. Ah, nesting here at the navel. Hum as you exhale. And again, not immediately you exhale, then you breathe in. Wait for a while. Om. Ah. Hum. Om. Ah. Hum. Like that. So vibration, color, shape. So that's the way. That's called the Vajra breathing. Okay.
thank you. And do I recite it mentally or out loud?
You can practice like 5 or 9 or times like that. As the intention is that you carry that all the time. So in your mind, mentally, every time you breathe in, that heat, whatever is coming in, that it's, how do you say, like nourished, or just like when we eat food, all the vitamins go into nourishes our body. Likewise, when you breathe in, that Om and Ah retains the essence inside. And then when it goes out, Hum, it goes out, great compassion goes out to each and every being, like that. So Om, Ah, Hum, Om. Hum. So you then in your awareness, it's already embedded like that. So that's the intent of why we need to do this. It's Vajra breathing. It's a Vajra recitation. We breathe in, don't we? We breathe in, we nest our breathing, and we breathe out. But we just think like that, but actually we are breathing in Om, Ah, and Hung. It's happening all the time. So now you cultivate this awareness, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
I had a couple of questions on the refuge.
Okay.
First, can you just send off the the refuge prayers? I don't think they were with the other material you sent.
Okay.
And
Did you get the under text?
yes, I did.
Okay. The supplement, yes, we will send out that one. Yeah. No, because I worked last night late, and then I sent very late, so maybe you didn't get it. So anyway, and today we'll send out again. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And the second question on the refuge prayer, the one I received from the Dalai Lama was in Sanskrit.
Namo
So
Buddhaya, Namo Dharma. Yeah, it's fine. You can recite. It doesn't matter. Namo Buddhaya, you can recite. Namo Guru Be, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, like that one. You can do that, or then you can, whichever you want to do, it's fine.
okay.
Or Buddha Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, like that one too. You can do that, whichever. It's all the same. So you can do it in Sanskrit, you can do it in Tibetan, you can do it in English. You have the liberty. But when it comes to the main one, then you have to do like 50-50. Do 50 in English and 50 in Tibetan.
For the accumulation or for the
For the no. For the root one, for there's the refuge from the Longchen Nyingthig. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, fourfold. We are only allowed to do 1/3 of the short one. You cannot do more than one. So you can do 30,000 at the most of the short one, the fourfold. So rest like 81,000, then you have to do the main one. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So once you reach 30,000 of the I take refuge in the Lama, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha, then just stop that and just keep accumulating this main refuge from Longchen Nyingthig.
Hi, Ken. Oh, is this working? Yeah. Hi, Kempo. My name's Matthew. I live in the UK. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to join you and the rest of the Sangha. I'm probably quite blessed because 4 o'clock in the morning for you is midday for me.
Oh, good. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah,
but I'll endeavour to get up early and do some practice beforehand.
There is a video. You can go on our YouTube and listen to the video from yesterday, and it tells you. I got some email from few people who have a physical problem, and they're saying about they cannot bend their eyes or their heads below their heart because of some vision problem and so forth. So all of those I answered yesterday. So those of you who can do the prostrations, well and good, but those who have any physical condition, you should not stop just because of that. There are other alternate what you call other alternative that you can do. Okay, so listen to that one from yesterday. Okay.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. I'll have a
Nice
listen
meeting
this
you,
evening.
Matthew. Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Eric, how are you? Are you still awake?
Indeed. This is a wonderful way to wake up. So thank you so much.
Good.
Yeah, well,
Good. I'm happy. Thank you.
I do have a minor question. You had mentioned to avoid coffee in the morning. I'm curious if you could explain the reason you gave for that.
I think it will stir a lot of other energy, unnecessary energy like that. So just drink hot water.
Mm.
If your throats become dry, just throw cold water or hot water, whichever fits your body. If your body has too much heat, then drink cold water. If your body is cold, then drink hot water, like that. And coffee after the sessions you can drink. So don't drink during the session, then you'll be a little bit like what the Westerners call here children when they are on sweet. hyper, yeah. We don't want to be hyper.
Thank you.
But if it doesn't make you hyper, then okay, you can drink coffee. Okay.
Bula, do you suggest making offerings to the shrine before this practice or after?
You can do after the
Okay.
at this time. Then once you traditionally it's done, those offering shrine offerings and the song offerings and all are done. Now you finish, you go, you start the fire. And when the fire is cooking something, your tea and so forth, you make the shrine offering, and then you can pull down the coal from your hearth or from your fireplace down, and then you can burn the sages or incense and so forth like that, and then you can do the song offerings and so forth. So yeah, you have to now utilize this time for your main practice. So you don't need to do before you start the session. Just light a candle or an incense is fine. But the water offering and so forth you can do after you break now.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Come on. Okay, everybody have a very good day. Then tonight when you go to sleep, again, visualize Guru Rinpoche dissolving into your heart. Don't sleep like a log, don't sleep with your watching television or with your remote in your hand like that. Then think of Guru Rinpoche in your heart, and then with that awareness fall asleep. Okay, then it becomes one complete cycle. Okay, take care, and then wake up again 4 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, bye now.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Chuchi Kempo, thank you.
Okay, Bodhichitta, thank you. Okay. Mahambala. Ah, that's it.